Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, why are you running so fast? Are you chasing money, recognition, or titles? What if I told you that all your effort, all your struggle may be leading you in the wrong direction? True fulfillment, real impact does not come from what you achieve. It comes from why you exist. Tonight, we're going to uncover the secret that transforms ordinary ambition into extraordinary destiny. This is not about chasing success, it's about discovering purpose. And when purpose is found, success will chase you. Have you ever noticed how many people run tirelessly after promotion, after recognition, after titles, and yet they wake up one morning feeling empty? You see, success without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, drifting endlessly, caught in the currents of circumstance. You may climb the ladder, you may reach the top, you may even earn the applause of the world, but inside something gnaws at your soul. Why? Because the human spirit was designed to function in alignment with purpose, not position. Purpose is the foundation of power. Purpose is the soil in which success grows. You cannot pour success into a life that is not prepared. You cannot fill a vessel that is cracked and leaking. And yet, how many people spend their entire lives chasing accolades, chasing recognition, chasing the applause of others, without ever asking themselves, why am I here? What am I really meant to do? That question, my friends, is the difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of destiny. When you discover your purpose, everything else begins to make sense. You see, promotion is temporary. Titles are fleeting. Money can come and go. But when your life is aligned with your purpose, even the struggle becomes meaningful. Every obstacle becomes a teacher. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every delay is simply the universe preparing you for the role you were created to fill. And here's the paradox. The moment you focus on your purpose, success stops being something you chase. It begins to chase you. But understanding your purpose is not a simple exercise. It requires reflection. It requires courage. It requires honesty. You must be willing to step back from the noise, from the expectations, from the pressures of society, and ask yourself, what am I truly passionate about? What contribution can only I make? Because here's the truth, if you live your life trying to please everyone else, trying to conform to someone else's definition of success, you will never find fulfillment. You will never discover the deep, resonating satisfaction of walking in alignment with who you were created to be. And so, tonight, I want to challenge you to stop running after titles, stop running after recognition, stop running after success as the world defines it. Instead, start chasing your calling. Start uncovering your purpose. Because once you know your why, everything else will fall into place. But understanding purpose is just the beginning. There is something even deeper that determines whether you can translate that purpose into a life of real, lasting impact. And that, my friends, is what we will explore next. How many of us wake up every morning and immediately think about how much money we can make, how much we can earn, how much we can acquire? And yet, when we finally get what we were chasing, we often feel a strange emptiness, like something is still missing. Why is that? Because money, my friends, is not the purpose of life. Money is a tool, a resource, a byproduct of living according to your purpose, but it is not the destination. You see, the world has trained us to equate money with success. Advertisements, society, even friends and family often tell us that if we have enough, we will finally be happy. But here is the truth. Money without meaning is hollow. You can accumulate wealth, you can achieve fame, you can gain recognition, but if your life lacks significance, if your days are not filled with contribution, you will never experience true fulfillment. The question you must ask is not, how can I make more money? The question is, what is the impact I am here to make? What is the contribution only I can offer? Meaning gives direction. Meaning gives motivation. Meaning gives energy to wake up every morning, even when the journey is hard, even when the obstacles seem insurmountable. When you live with meaning, money no longer becomes the master, it becomes the servant. And here is the paradox. When you pursue meaning with relentless focus, money begins to flow naturally. Doors open, opportunities appear, people are drawn to your vision. But if you focus on money first, everything else becomes distorted. The pursuit of wealth can cloud judgment. It can compromise integrity. It can even steal the very thing you are meant to create. So, the challenge is this. Are you willing to shift your focus? Are you willing to stop chasing the immediate reward, the quick fix, the temporary satisfaction? Because when you prioritize meaning, every decision, every action, every relationship aligns with something greater than yourself. You start to see that life is not about how much you take, but about how much you give, how much you impact, how much you leave behind. And here's the crucial part. Following meaning is not a vague, mystical exercise. It is practical, it is measurable. It is the path to sustainable success. The kind that transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. But recognizing the power of meaning is only the beginning. There is another layer, another principle that determines whether that meaning will translate into tangible, lasting success. And it is this next revelation that separates those who merely dream from those who accomplish extraordinary results. Look around, and you will see countless people who appear to have it all: money, status, recognition, but inside they feel empty. They have climbed the ladder of success, they have reached the pinnacle of achievement, yet their hearts are restless, their souls unsatisfied. Why? Because success without purpose is a hollow victory. You can win the world and still lose your soul. You can achieve your dreams and still feel like a stranger in your own life. Have you ever asked yourself, am I living for something greater than myself, or just running after applause? Purpose is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is the compass that directs the ship of your life. Without purpose, every gain feels temporary, every achievement feels incomplete, every reward feels insufficient. You can build an empire, you can acquire titles, you can even influence millions. But if your life is not guided by purpose, you are merely playing a game you were never meant to win. The question is not, can you succeed? The question is, can your success carry meaning? Can it leave a legacy that matters beyond your lifetime? You see, purpose transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary impact. Purpose fuels perseverance when the world says no, when challenges rise, when failure whispers in your ear. Success without purpose can disappear overnight, but purpose anchors you. It gives you resilience. It gives you focus. It gives you the courage to keep moving forward when everything seems impossible. And here's the paradox. When your purpose is clear, success stops being a destination and becomes a byproduct. It flows naturally, effortlessly, because you are no longer chasing, you are aligning. You are no longer striving blindly. You are creating in harmony with the calling that brought you into existence. Yet, many people make the critical mistake of confusing activity with achievement. They are busy, but they are not productive in the way that matters. They are moving, but they are not moving in the direction that counts. And this is the danger. You can accumulate victories, but if they are disconnected from your purpose, they become meaningless. They do not satisfy the spirit. They do not leave an imprint. They do not endure. So, I challenge you today to pause and reflect. Are your successes serving your life, or are they merely serving your ego? Are you climbing for recognition, or are you climbing to fulfill your destiny? Are you busy chasing what glitters, or are you intentional about what lasts? Because purpose is the difference between a fleeting moment and a lasting legacy. And just when you think you understand this, there is another truth, a principle so profound that it will determine whether your purpose translates into influence, into authority, into impact. And that, my friends, is what we will explore next. Have you ever noticed that the most successful people, the ones who leave a mark on the world, always seem to have clarity? They know what they are doing, yes, but more importantly, they know why they are doing it. The why, the purpose, the reason, the driving force behind every action is the engine that fuels achievement. Without it, the what, your career, your business, your goals, becomes hollow, directionless, like a car without an engine, like a bird trying to fly with broken wings. The danger of focusing on what before why is that you can spend a lifetime chasing things that don't matter. You can achieve accolades, earn money, gain recognition, and yet wake up one day and ask, for what? For whom? And when that moment comes, it hits like a wave. You realize that the achievements you thought would satisfy you have left you empty, unfulfilled, restless. That is the tragedy of living without your why. The world may celebrate you, the world may applaud you, but deep inside you know something is missing. Understanding your why changes everything. When your why is clear, your decisions become easier, your focus becomes sharper, your resilience becomes unshakable. Challenges no longer feel like obstacles, they become tests, opportunities to refine your purpose, opportunities to prove that you are aligned with the reason you were placed on this earth. Your why gives you the courage to step out of comfort zones, to defy fear, to endure hardship, because you are no longer living for temporary satisfaction. You are living for something eternal, something meaningful, something greater than yourself. And here is the paradox. Once your why is clear, the what becomes easier to define. You begin to see the path, to recognize the opportunities, to align your actions with the calling that is uniquely yours. You stop wandering aimlessly. You stop being distracted by the glitter of success that has no meaning. Because when you operate without your WHY, you are at the mercy of circumstances, drifting wherever life pushes you. But when you know your why, you are in command, you are intentional, you are living with clarity and direction. Yet, knowing your why is just the beginning. Many people discover their purpose, but struggle to translate it into tangible results. They have the vision, but not the strategy. They have the passion, but not the plan. They have the calling, but not the execution. And this is where most people fail. They stop at inspiration and never move into implementation. And here is the critical truth. Your why is powerful, yes, but without a disciplined plan, without focus, without strategy, your purpose will remain potential, never becoming the reality you were meant to live. So, as we reflect on the power of knowing your Why, there is a deeper layer waiting, a principle that determines not just alignment, but influence, not just direction, but impact, not just vision, but legacy. And that, my friends, is the next revelation we must uncover. Have you ever felt lost, drifting from one opportunity to another, unsure why you are doing what you are doing? Perhaps you have achieved some level of success, maybe even recognition, yet deep inside there is this nagging question, is this really where I am meant to be? That feeling, that emptiness, that confusion is a signal that you are living without clarity, without alignment with your true purpose. And here is the truth. Without clarity, all your effort, all your energy, all your ambition can be wasted on paths that do not lead to fulfillment. Clarity is more than just knowing what you want. Clarity is knowing why you are here, what you are meant to contribute, what only you can bring to the world. When your life is clear, every decision becomes easier, every opportunity easier to recognize, every challenge easier to navigate. You see, confusion slows down life. Confusion drains energy. Confusion keeps you running in circles, chasing what seems attractive in the moment, but meaningless in the long run. Have you ever worked tirelessly on something only to realize it doesn't resonate with your heart? It doesn't satisfy your spirit? That is confusion. The journey from confusion to clarity begins with reflection, with honesty, with asking the hard questions. Who am I? What am I created to do? What contribution can only I make? These questions are not comfortable, and they do not have quick answers, but they are essential. Because clarity is the lens through which purpose comes into focus. When you see clearly, distractions fall away. When you see clearly, fear loses its power. When you see clearly, you move with confidence, with direction, with certainty. And here's the secret. Clarity is not found in the approval of others. Clarity is not found in social status or wealth. Clarity is discovered in alignment with your own unique design, your own calling, your own mission. Once you grasp this, life stops being confusing. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop wondering if you're doing enough. You begin to understand that success is not about how fast you move or how high you climb. It is about moving in the right direction, in alignment with the life you were created to live. Yet, clarity alone is not enough. Many people discover their direction but fail to take decisive action. They see the path, but they hesitate. They understand the destination, but they do not step forward. And hesitation, my friends, is the enemy of impact. Purpose requires action. Vision requires execution. Clarity demands courage. And this is the pivotal point. The next principle takes clarity and transforms it into momentum, turning understanding into measurable results, turning insight into influence. So, as we stand on the edge of understanding clarity, there is one more secret waiting. The principle that bridges the gap between knowing where you are going and actually arriving there. And that, my friends, is what we will uncover next. Think about it for a moment. How many people spend their entire lives chasing success, chasing titles, chasing wealth, thinking that if they just reach the next level, if they just obtain the next achievement, they will finally feel fulfilled? And yet, many who reach those heights discover an emptiness, a hollowness, a sense that something is missing. Why is that? Because success is not meant to be the destination. Success is meant to be the byproduct of living in alignment with your purpose. The compass is not the treasure. My friends, the compass is the guide that leads you to the treasure. Purpose is the compass. It is the internal GPS that points you to your destiny, that aligns your decisions with the reason you exist. When your life is guided by purpose, success stops being something you chase. It becomes something that chases you. Every choice you make becomes intentional. Every action becomes significant. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. And here is the truth. People who chase success without purpose often run in circles, exhausted, frustrated, disappointed. But those who live by purpose, those who align their lives with the calling on their lives, experience a flow, a momentum, a life where doors open when no one else can see the way. Now, living with purpose requires clarity. It requires courage. It requires consistency. You must know what you were created to do and then have the discipline to pursue it relentlessly. Purpose is not passive. It is not discovered by accident. It is uncovered through reflection, through vision, through commitment to something greater than yourself. And when you do this, success no longer needs to be pursued. It becomes inevitable. People are drawn to your vision. Opportunities align with your mission. Resources flow toward your goals. But it all begins with the decision to live on purpose, not by default, not by convenience, not by the expectations of others. And here is the ultimate principle. Your life is designed to impact others. Your purpose is never just for you. It is the vehicle through which you influence the world, through which you leave a legacy, through which you fulfill your reason for being. Success, then, is the natural outcome. It is the reflection of a life lived intentionally, a life lived with meaning, a life lived aligned with the unique design that only you possess. So today, I challenge you, stop chasing. Stop running after what others say you should want. Stop measuring your life by achievements alone. Look inward, discover your purpose, align your life with it, and watch as the universe begins to rearrange itself in your favor. Purpose is the compass, and when you follow it, success will follow you naturally, because the life you were meant to live is waiting. The legacy you were meant to leave is calling. The impact only you can make is within your reach. Do not settle for empty victories. Do not be distracted by fleeting rewards. Live on purpose. Live intentionally. And watch as success, fulfillment, and destiny converge before your eyes.